you done? And don't ask any questions. I'm asking the questions. And he's like barely alive and just lying on the ground. Just like, oh my fucking God, what's happening? Okay. What did I do?
You're listening to Getting Fae'd. We,
Meike,
Lukas,
and Lea are reading A Court of Mist and Fury for the very first time. Today, we are covering chapters 49, 50, and 51. Get Fae'd with us. Woo! Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, that's 3 highs for 3 chapters.
Yeah, we have a little treat for you today.
Today's juicy.
3
A little
chapters.
treaty.
Yes, because the third of these 3 chapters is very short.
Very.
But a lot is happening. So maybe let's dive in head first with a little recap. Lukas.
Why me?
Because I always say Meike.
So just
Finally,
trying to be
some
nice.
justice.
Yes.
So, they had sex, right? Mm-hmm. That was the end of my recap. Did
Well, there was
anything
a
else
chapter
happen?
before the sex.
Someone.
Oh, Lucian showed up and was like, "Oh, Cat-Feyre, come with me. Tamlin is so out of control. He's so unhinged. Help!" And Cat-Feyre was like, "Fuck you, no. I'm staying with my shadow boy."
And then they had sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically it.
Yeah, Feyre.
Well, Cat-Feyre grew wings.
Right.
Yeah, she exhibited some new powers.
Shapeshifting.
Yeah.
She was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then,
Proceeds to be awesome in these chapters.
yeah.
As a
Then,
little teaser sprinkled in there.
Tease.
well,
Foreshadowing.
Shut up.
Shadow. Okay. Well,
A lot to come in this episode.
after spending their sexy evening together, they awaken each other's arms, they being Feyre and Rysand. And
So unrealistic, but so cute. You know, couples never fall asleep cuddling, and then if they do, they don't wake up cuddling. But it's so cute. It's so
Yeah.
cute. I was like, oh.
especially because they are gazing at each other.
Yeah.
Very romantic.
And she wakes up and feels so safe. And everything's great. Nice.
Yes,
Good
she
for
is,
her.
She is still cocooned.
Great times.
Hope it stays like that.
She is still cocooned in his wings, which are described as red and gold. Huh? I thought they were black.
I was
They
confused.
are, I think it's just the sunlight
Yeah.
coming through them and like illuminating the veins and shit in the wings.
But that sounds like it just looks, I mean, obviously there's skin there. But like, is that skin like dark or is it just his skin color, which
I
is not
think
that dark,
it's
right?
It's darkish, and then the sun come through and just lets it look
Yeah.
sparkly and all glowy and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
I hope they're not flesh. You know, that would be, ooh, they're just like naked wings.
That's a bit weird, yeah.
Like a naked bat.
And before they get up, they have a little talk.
But
And
not about having sex.
No,
They
no.
don't talk about having sex.
they cannot talk about it. That would be, I don't know, adult or something. No, they talk about why he demanded 1 week as like payment for healing her.
Well, he demanded 2 weeks, let's not forget.
True.
But she haggled down.
Yeah. He explains that he demanded a week so that him curing her wouldn't seem merciful, but he would seem cruel for like being mean to Tamlin and to her and stuff. Mean.
Yeah. Yeah, Feyre is not impressed by that answer because she like asked, "Why did you strike the bang with me?" And then he's just like, "Well, for my personal gain." And she was like, "Oh, I thought you liked me." I think that's basically her reaction.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, there's nothing I wouldn't do for my family. And yeah, of course he did that for them, but also like, he also liked her, I guess.
Yes, but also it makes sense that he wasn't immediately madly in love.
Yeah, that would be stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what did you expect? Oh, I made that bargain because you're the love of my life, blah, blah, blah.
Also, imagine he would have said that, like, oh yeah, you are so attractive. I immediately threw all caution in the wind and just healed you. That would make him stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, she said last chapter, I just want some fun and distraction. Even if he was madly in love and was like, oh,
Right.
I need to have her every other weekend, he wouldn't have been like, I love you so much.
It's not like they're destined for each other or something.
Well, this first part of the chapter ends with her thinking about how it might be easiest not to talk about what happened last night
Why?
and maybe
Why?
just pretend nothing has happened.
I think I loosened a loud sigh while reading this.
Yeah, I was angry and I was afraid that would lead to like forced conflict. But yeah, let's see where it takes us. The next part of the chapter continues with this kind of sentiment, them hardly talking about
And
anything.
it takes us into the skies.
Wait, before
Because
there
they
was
fly.
this moment where he's like, well, we should go, but bath or no bath? And I was like, what? What? And then Feyre's like, well, the bath is so icky. I don't want to go there. It's so dirty. I don't want to wash myself, and you shouldn't go in there either. I was like, what? Why are you talking about the bathroom now? But then that comes up. I was actually surprised that this weird
Nice.
bathroom scene, there was meaning in that.
Yeah, in retrospective, I was like, that there was a reason to it. But like in the moment, I didn't feel like, oh, what the fuck is this kind of scene? I was just like, that's weirdly written. Maybe
Yeah.
could have been just one sentence.
Also, I feel like you wouldn't have to include that. I feel like Sarah J. Maas was like, well, obviously you go shower after you have sex. If they don't shower, that's weird. Every reader will be like, what? They don't go for a shower? Huh? That's so weird. Like, you could just have them leave and be like, well, since we didn't shower after sex, blah, 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 what happens next?
Also, since we're talking about it, there could still just be her send on him without like saying they showered or they didn't shower.
Spoiler.
Right.
Spoiler. But
Well,
yes.
we have been talking about it, so I had to say it.
Yeah. Okay.
People should be reading the chapters.
You are forgiven.
He stinks of her.
Or just listen to what we have to say. We tell you the story as well.
That's arguably better. And in more detail. Because we make shit up also.
Well, they are flying.
They take to the skies.
After another full day of training, and especially training her wind powers, courtesy of Day Court. And yeah, they're hardly speaking at all, and especially not about last night. And now and again, Rysand kind of tries to tell her something. He opens his mouth, but then like he hesitates again. And as we're nearing the evening, Feyre urges him to finally spill his beans. And he admits that there's another story he has to tell her that he hasn't told her yet.
Can't wait to hear that story.
But
Must be
he is
great.
so
Hit me,
hesitant.
Rysand. Hit me.
He's so hesitant.
Hit me. That's what he thought.
You guys are so mean. Well, he is hesitant to tell her. And Feyre assures him, no matter what you tell me, I will always stay with you. I will never walk away from you. Well, we'll see how that plays out. At this point, what did you think the story was?
I don't know. Like, now knowing what it is, I think I sort of expected something that would maybe change her views on like what he's done in the past, or like maybe his connection to Tamlin or something like that. I didn't think it would be a love thing.
Yeah, me personally, I did not think about this at all. I was too busy reading.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it would be another thing of a cruel thing that he did, and an actually cruel thing that he did something bad.
He killed her mother.
He
queen.
gave her tuberculosis.
Was it malaria? No, did her aunt die of malaria?
What?
I think
Someone in the story died of
some
malaria.
aunt of her died of
Oh,
malaria,
right.
and I think she did not die of tuberculosis, but of typhus.
All right.
Oh.
Well, it almost seems like she has convinced Rysand to do this ominous spilling of the beans. But this is rudely interrupted by poisoned ash arrows piercing Rysand's skin and wings.
What?
Oh no! Attack!
I was a bit shooketh. I gotta admit it. I wasn't expecting them to be attacked like that and
Yeah.
for him to get hit. But I was very intrigued. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, shit's hitting the fan.
Pretty awesome, yeah.
Also, Meike just she loves herself some suffering. She's just
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Those were some good chapters for me. I had a lot of enjoyment.
Nice. That's good.
A lot of during the chapter.
Okay. Good for you.
Yeah, we'll get to the part that made me go, ah.
Okay. Well, Feyre and Rysand in his Boromir era are plummeting to the ground.
And then he just yeets her away.
Yeah, he tries to save Feyre from this assault. And as you so poetically put it, he yeets her across like half the forest with his magic powers. And there she is still plummeting, but she is cushioning her fall with her shield powers that she once used to shield herself against Tamlin.
Very
Nice.
smart.
Tamlin and the ground, same person.
Same level.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really like this because her shield is like, it's not a soft fall. She's still like, this is not comfortable. It's a hard shield that she lands on. And she's not
Yeah.
really sure about it. And then she scrambles to a branch to keep safe on a tree. And I really like that she is able to save herself, but it's like, it's not perfect.
Yeah. I also like that Rysand trusts Feyre's abilities enough to, yeeting her away is only a good idea if you know that she will be safe after falling. And, he has like a second to react. And that second he's like, well, I'm going to throw her away. And she is powerful enough to save herself.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I expected him to act like a cocoon and cushioning her that way, but I think that was the smarter move.
Yeah, I really liked it.
It's a smart move because she's away from the assaulters. It's a smart move because he doesn't have to use his body to protect her. He can try to like save himself from the fall, and one of them is out there potentially being able to save the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good thinking.
For once, good planning from him.
Well, he didn't have time to plan. Maybe he's just
Maybe he's more of a quick decision maker.
Yeah, he. I feel like he breaks his plans by thinking about them too much.
Yeah. And then, as she's climbing through the tree, I was quite confused for just one moment, because in the book it says, and then I clung to the trunk, panting. But what I first read was, I clung to the trunk, painting. And I was like, where's this going now? What the fuck? Would also have been a great story. Oh, well, there goes Reese. Death on swift wings.
Nice.
The Fallen Prince.
Nice.
Cheeky smiley. Well, Feyre is quite panicked.
Oh, I love how angsty this scene is.
She's, I mean, it makes sense that she is quite panicked. Yeah, and one thing that makes her very panicked is not just the assault, but because it is nightfall now, she is surrounded by huge, dangerous beasts that are roaming the forest grounds. But what makes her even more frightened is that she cannot feel Rysand's essence at the end of the bond.
Oh, no.
No! Is he dead?
You did.
Probably not.
Probably not.
We find out.
But this whole scene is very symbolism. I feel like, because like,
What's the symbol?
as the last light of the day fades away and disappears, her last bit of hope kind of fades away. Symbolism.
So the symbol goes. Psst.
Haha.
No?
No, I got it. It took me a while. I got it. No.
Okay. Glad
Disapproved.
Glad that we had to talk about this.
Drum
had a chat
jokes,
about
awesome.
It. Yeah? Okay.
Great.
Okay. Yeah.
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 Well, even though her hope is kind of lost, she doesn't give up. Feyre doesn't give up. Instead, she uses the darkness to her advantage so she won't be spotted while she's following the attacker's trail. She goes on the hunt.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because Feyre is a huntress.
Yeah. And she activates her hunting skills and goes on a rescue mission.
Nice.
Very nice. The only thing that made me really mad, I was very happy in that chapter because it was like, oh my God, this is unexpected and this is kind of angsty and cool and what's happening to Rysand. But Sarah refuses, and I'm just gonna, we're 2/3 into the second book. I'm gonna call her Sarah now. We're like on first name basis.
Nice.
Sarah refuses to flesh out this world. Again, like it was in the first book, when she set out to go to the wall, she was like, there are so many dangerous beasts here. I don't want to even know what's happening in these woods. Here she's like, well, I can hear them walking around. I can almost see them. They're hunting me. But at no point do I actually feel like there is something stalking her in the darkness. And like, what are these beasts? I don't know. It just felt flat. Right?
Yeah.
I see what you mean with how the beasts are not really fleshed out. But I do see them having another function a bit later.
Okay.
But first, I wrote down a quote, which was, epic hunting, Feyre. Woohoo!
Woo!
Wow, wow.
And it says,
Yeah. I'm hunting.
that would be so funny! Epic hunting, Feyre. I'm hunting.
Hunt, hunt, hunt. Woo.
Hunty hunt.
Hutsy.
Ethan Hunt.
Is that your fan cast? Tom Cruise as Feyre.
Ja, stimmt, das ist Ethan.
Lea, we agreed on English speaking.
English.
Oh, now you broke my English.
I kind of thought of Jason Bourne.
Well, Feyre was also born, so it's okay.
Elaine Bourne.
And now she's chasing the attackers.
You're not on top of your game today.
Oh, I'm tired.
Let me read this quote.
Yes.
Let her read this quote.
I'm hunting epically.
Ding, dee, 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 dee.
Does it also spell out the music? I'm hunting epically.
She's trying to do the Tolkien.
No, Lea, but now I'm gonna let you do the Tolkien. Okay. I'm just gonna keep trying, Please go ahead.
It was not hot anger that poured through me, but something ancient and frozen and so vicious that it honed my focus into razor sharpness. Epic Feyre has arrived.
Nice. And then Epic Feyre starts winnowing a bit.
Winnow. Pew, pew.
And that confused me retroactively, because she describes how, like, the last 2 times she winnowed, it was out of anger. And now it's not. But then we had this whole thing last episode where we thought that she, like, used time magic to freeze Lucian in time and space and then walk around. And she, in our head, she basically turned into Quicksilver. But I think that was just a very weird description of winnowing. I think she just winnowed.
She has winnowed while she was like fighting with Rysand when the
Yes.
Etta arrived, right? That was the first time she winnowed.
Yeah.
Has she winnowed since then? Like while the Etta was there? No, right?
No, I thought she has not winnowed, but she now revealed that she has winnowed
So it was
once
nice.
more. So I thought she means with Lucian.
So I just thought I forgot the second. Like I didn't think of, you know?
Me too.
But I
I'm
guess
just-
that's right,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just saying I think she might not have chrono magic after all.
No, okay.
But does that mean winnowing is like that for everyone? Like, does every person feel like time stopping for a
I
second?
mean, we had this discussion, like, if time just stops, then Rysand would walk for 1 month through the whole continent, and then time proceeds. So I don't think so.
I don't think that is accurate because here it is more described that she becomes one with the darkness and kind of becomes not really mist, but kind of flows through the darkness, through space, and then appears at some other place. And that's very, very like Rysand magic coded. So I guess other Fae with different magic winnow in a different way, probably.
Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe for Tamlin it's like, ooh, leaves and flowers, floink.
Sure.
But yeah, I feel like for the first time, this is actually like winnowing of her own accord. Like the other times, it was not very intentional. I feel
It
like
was
so.
just like an instinct, maybe.
Yeah.
Kicking in.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now she's winnowing from tree to tree, from branch to branch, and thereby following the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So she does
Pretty
not
awesome.
have to face the evil monsters on the ground.
Yeah. And also, she like combines her powers again because she's like, oh, I can't see anything. It's dark. And so she's not thinking like that. She's more epic in that moment. That was me in that moment.
Yeah.
You kind of sounded what are they called? Valley girls?
Oh my god, it's like I can't even see right now. Like,
Fun times.
Yeah. Well, to overcome that hurdle, she shapeshifts only her eyes into the eyes of some nocturnal being, and now she can see in the darkness.
Cat-Feyre!
True. Pretty awesome.
This is basically like half confirmed our prediction.
We saw it in book 1. Cat-Feyre.
Nice. I do think this moment is pretty badass and epic. I think it's funny that because she has seen a nocturnal animal before, she totally knows the inner workings of an eye that go on to produce night vision.
Well, she also doesn't need to know the workings of a wing.
Touché, Lea.
She probably also doesn't know the inner workings of Tarkin and still could morph into him.
I wish she would.
Well, now we're coming to the point of like these beasts, because it is described how they are prowling on the floor, not on the on the forest ground, on the ground, while she is.
You mean the bottom?
That makes Tamlin even more like the forest ground because he's an ass.
Well, while the beasts are prowling on the ground, Feyre is prowling in the trees and embracing her beastliness.
Beastly!
The growling beasts are kind of mirroring Feyre. They are all beasts together prowling through these forests and like-minded kind of, because they're so beastly.
Yeah, together they embrace the suck.
Well, at some point Feyre starts finding arrows.
Ooh. Which makes this whole scene feel like a video game. She's like sneaking through the woods and teleporting and following tracks, and then she picks up ammunition on the way.
Yeah,
It's nice.
She's following the arrows like a breadcrumb trail.
Yeah.
And as you said, she keeps every arrow she finds.
Which is very smart.
And she's ready to kill.
Ooh la la. She's ready to become Lady Death.
Let death strike. And then she finds the place where Rysand fell. But he's not there anymore.
Where is he?
So they probably dragged him away or something. And she says they might have been good at concealing their tracks, but I was better. Yeah! Awesome, Feyre.
Epicness. Ooh, and then she puts on sunglasses even though it's night.
Yeah!
I honestly love how Feyre is like, well, guys, you might be ancient fairies now committing like a secret mission for the King of Highburn or someone else, but I was a 17-year-old hunting in the woods. You have nothing on me.
She not only was a 17-year-old hunting in the woods, she also was an 8-year-old hunting in the woods.
I'm so sick of cool.
You might be awesome agent people, but I am a hunter. But it's pretty epic.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Even though
I
we
totally
make fun of her
embrace
now.
this.
Yeah. Also, this whole hunting scene, I feel like kind of mirrors the blood rite that we learned about.
Right.
You know, like the ceremony where all the Illyrians get dropped in the woods and have to hunt and fight their way back. And that's. We wondered if Feyre might have to do that, and that's it. She did. Maybe she'd earn her wings then.
Maybe. But I can also see how the what was this, Theodore?
Lord Devlon.
Yeah, Teflon. Yes.
It's almost the same.
Well, I can see how he's like, no, I didn't see it. I don't take it as your
Yeah,
ritual.
but you know who did. His High Lord.
Mr. Half Illyrian man?
He's still his High Lord.
Okay.
Fuck Devlon.
Well, at some point, the tracks do split into two paths because her enemies are clever and strategic, and they kind of probably took his clothes. So Rysand's scent is going in two directions. And first Feyre despairs. But as she says, she is better than them because she recognizes that she can not only smell Rysand's scent, but also her own. Because they haven't showered this morning.
Wow.
And so her scent is still on him.
Yeah.
On his fingers.
Everywhere, probably.
But on his fingers. And this strategy leads Feyre to a cave. And at the entrance of that cave, she hears some whipping sounds, some whip cracking.
Yours was so much better.
Yeah, I know.
That's very ominous, very evil. Never a good sign. I feel like.
No.
Whipping?
Whip cracking.
But whipping
No.
Except
also.
from Jack the Whipper. He's awesome.
Yeah. I feel
Shout
like,
out.
I kind of feel like Sarah has a thing for whipping. Maybe not like a sexual thing for whipping, but I feel like in every book series there's like a scene where someone gets whipped.
I mean, it's
Okay.
a very cruel thing.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't call it cliche, but it has a certain touch. You know, like in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Die Karibik.
Like in Pirates of the Caribbean, there's some punishment through whips. Then in Outlander, there's some punishment through whips.
Tamlin had to
Yeah.
whip Lucian.
Right.
All right.
There was whipping in this book.
In the last book.
Yeah. But what does
Forgot
whipping
about
mean?
that.
Is it maybe just... I mean, it's...
What does whipping mean?
Yeah, like on a...
Metaphysical level.
Yes.
Do you mean like with a
Whipping
rod or?
on a metaphysical level. Like, what does it stand for in the book? Because I feel like maybe it's just used almost in a sexual way. Because I feel like...
I mean, it can.
Because I feel like in movies, when people are whipped, they look hot while being whipped. It's like,
I think it's the thing that you mostly like go down to your knees.
Yeah, you're on your knees with your hands like tied.
And the sound
Yeah.
you make, like,
And you're
either
quite
trying to not make a
sweaty.
sound or you like do this groan.
Yeah, but I do think like the subliminal positioning of on your knees being whipped and you're very exposed. Like, are there other kinds of punishments that have the same kind of flair? I feel
know.
like a hot iron poker, but that's a very different flair, you know? That's more
Yeah.
punctual.
yeah, I don't know. I think whipping is an interesting metaphysical concept.
Quote unquote.
There's a Pearl Jam song where Eddie Vedder puts it into words very poetically. And he's like, whipping! Whipping! The song's called Whipping.
Wow.
And that's the chorus.
Great.
I hope this doesn't get copyright claimed.
She hears whipping.
Yes. And that frightens her a lot.
Oh no.
But not into unmovingness. And so she charges into that cave, but not
Yeah.
unarmed. She has gathered up those arrows. And she will use them because she fashions some daggers out of them.
Nice.
Very cool. A bit silly, but very cool.
It sounds a bit silly, but it is practical, I guess.
It just made me think of Lucian's dagger. Does she still have it? The one he gifted her?
Right.
Probably not.
She could have
Doesn't
used
seem
it.
like she would have been armed when
Yeah.
they...
Plummeted.
No, when they like...
Fucked.
No, when she
they-
got rescued by Morrigan.
Yes.
Ah.
You know?
But we had so many theories about the dagger, and it
Yes,
looked so
never
nice. It
came
was very
out.
bejeweled and dazzling. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad that it's gone. Maybe she gets it back at some point.
Yeah.
I found it fun that, like, right now she has to save another boyfriend from under a mountain.
Yeah.
That's just her thing now.
Well,
But she really makes short work of those guards, and she has absolutely no hesitation about killing anymore.
Because they be whipping her boyfriend.
her fighting style is epic.
Yeah. This whole scene, or this whole sequence, not only this scene, all the hunting and fighting, read pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And what almost shocked me a bit was not only that she didn't have any hesitation about killing these people, it almost seemed like she kind of enjoyed it. I feel like there is some bloodlust in her. Not like, I want to kill people like a general, but like, they deserve it.
Revenge is sweet.
I feel like these chapters in general mention blood a lot. Like there's a big focus on blood. Also later.
True, yes.
Also before that, like while she tracks him, she follows his blood because he left it.
He left it.
He left his blood. He's littering his blood everywhere. And then she describes the blood and also says, the blood tells her he's still alive.
Well, since
As
he
long
is
as you
bleeding,
bleed.
if he's dead, he wouldn't bleed anymore.
Yeah.
I think
guess,
you clog up pretty quickly. Like it's clotting.
Yeah.
Your heart isn't pumping the blood anymore, so it
So
doesn't
the
leave
way
your body.
I understood that is like she feels a connection to the blood and the blood tells her not only that he has been alive while he lost it, but that he's still alive.
Oh, I didn't think that
I
far.
thought they had like a blood connection thingy.
I
maybe.
didn't read it as that, but maybe.
I don't know. But anyways, big emphasis on blood. Here I also have maybe a conspiracy theory later. But I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ask Meike.
Me.
You're going to be the expert. You're going to be the expert guest on my little second podcast within a podcast when we're going to talk about this. But more on that later.
Can I wear a hat as your guest?
The guest hat.
You can put on that guest hat.
Cool.
We don't have one in the studio right now.
We got a crown.
True. You should wear a crown.
The guest crown.
Yes!
That's awesome.
All right.
I'm looking forward to you wearing the guest crown. But now you still wear the host hair.
Yeah.
Well, Feyre disposes of these guards, and then she describes the way Rysand looks. And he is very physically broken, and he looks sick.
As you read this description, Lea, I felt a huge hormone spike from my right. Meike, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
How did this description make you feel?
What do you want me to say? Like, I can't be honest with you guys. I'm a sucker for, like, the dying Victorian boyo, and whenever, like, a character in a book or a series gets, like, hurt, and, you know, especially when they're, like, poisoned and kind of weakish and feverish, and are like, like, barely conscious, and then try to talk to you and kind of try to tough it out, but they can't, and then they, like, fall to the ground and, like, no, I can't do it.
That's pretty awesome.
That's just awesome.
I have to say...
It kind of makes me rethink our relationship. Because I tend to get sick a lot.
Let me tell you, the sick, dying Victorian child is only fun when it's in fiction.
I can imagine.
Okay. Oh, when it's in fiction, not infected. Okay. So you like me even when I'm not sick.
Yes, I do.
That's a relief. Glad we could clear that up.
I have to say, I feel like this trope of the dying Victorian child-ish man is a very good combination with like kind of enemies to lovers, you know, when the kind of when the guy that you have had beef with and then is like injured and like and then they're like reluctantly helping you.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I don't think it's like a kinky thing.
No.
I like how vulnerable the characters get, and you know, them being so dependent on help. It's a cool moment for the characters.
Also cool dynamic.
Right. And it's nice to see them suffer from every once in a while.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
I had a shock when I read this because Feyre describes him and then she halts a bit. She says, and his wings, ...
Yeah, I thought his wings were gone.
Yeah, and I thought they cut them off. I was like, damn, but they aren't. Gladly. Like, they are still pierced with the arrows, which is pretty horrible.
7.
If you think about how sensitive they are. But at least they are not cut off.
Wait, 7 arrows? Does that mean that later in the cave they will watch the secret 9th episode of Stranger Things?
Yeah.
I knew it!
But we can be relieved. Not only does he still have his wings, he also is still alive.
Yay!
Yes!
Woo!
He hasn't died yet. But he is too weak to winnow them away.
Aww.
I love how she's like, "Wow, quick, you have to winnow us away," and he's just like, "Can't."
I think that's
He
the
says
only
one
word he says.
Can't.
But it's not.
I was so, oh,
Okay, that's
baby
cute.
boy.
But it's not only his weakness; it's also some special chains,
Right.
and they kind of feel colder than ice, and they just feel wrong.
Yeah, they have been specially made by the King of Highburn.
That
or
bitch.
maybe his engineers. I don't know.
Maybe he is an engineer.
Yeah. Also,
knows?
at this point, I thought maybe this material, maybe that's the special iron that actually dulls Fae magic.
Oh.
But it seemed like it was especially made for Rysand, so maybe it's not.
I don't know. This might be like a weird conspiracy, but 2 chapters ago,
That's perfect for this podcast.
we learned about this cool dude from Dawn or like Day, I don't know, who is like a magician, like a dude who like crafts magical stuff, right?
Yeah, he's.
So maybe he's like
He Helios spell cleaver or something.
Helios spell cleaver.
Awesome.
So maybe this is like proof he already is in cahoots with like the King of Hybern. Like maybe the King of Hybern already has like allies in the courts.
Or maybe because spell cleaver sounds so much like he can
Cleave spells.
dispel spells and stuff.
So maybe not. Maybe it just means you can put magic into stuff. But also,
But I like that theory.
if this is like the iron that actually hurts, that would kind of play into my theory from before, where the orb was like what sparked the humans' ideas that fairies couldn't lie. So maybe this material is what sparked the idea that fairies could get trapped or hurt by iron.
Yeah, I guess I
Yeah.
was influenced
Yeah.
by that idea, so that I was.
The origin of the myth.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but I do think that these chains must come up again
Yeah.
Probably,
in
yeah.
the future.
For sure.
Chekhov's chains. Well, of course, Feyre immediately rushes toward Rysand and tries to help him, but his wounds aren't healing,
No!
even when the arrows are removed.
I
And
couldn't be sadder. Oh no. A few more chapters of suffering. Oh no. He'll be hurt for at least one more chapter. What? Oh no. What a tragedy.
yeah, well, the arrows are still gleaming of poison, so that's probably the reason.
God damn it.
And while Feyre is tending to Rysand's wounds, she tries to soothe him by telling him some stories of her youth. She tells the story of how Elaine got her some paints once because some money was left over or something, I don't know. She gifted her some paints, and then Feyre painted some flowers for Elaine, some flames for Nestor,
Nice.
and for herself she painted a night sky.
What do you think that means, guys? Because we all know her painting the night sky.
Very connection, a lot of connection to night in her past.
What does that mean for Nesta and Elaine? Because we know, like,
Oh.
flowers are very springy and flame are very autumny.
Springy!
Well, my mind, because this like scene also has an emphasis on ships, because in that talking about her sisters, Feyre officially ships Elaine and Asriel
Right.
as Lane, which has also been our ship. So I thought that maybe the flames mean that Lucian and Nestor, because he's an
Yeah.
autumn boy, might become a ship. But when you said night sky, I thought back to our theory that we already developed in book 1, that Feyre might have some clairvoyancy, because we thought that she might be able to paint the future, and she did, in a way.
At this point, I just thought about if there was like a magical reason for her to paint the night sky, or if it's just like fate, because she's fated for the night. There, she just paints the night.
You know what rhymes
Guess.
with fate?
No, I don't. Let's move on. Rysand reveals that the attackers were Hybern soldiers, so now we know who it was, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of, I don't know.
Anticlimactic?
Yeah, anticlimactic is the word I was looking for. It's just Hybern. Okay, we already knew you were our enemy. Good. Thanks.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
And this brings us to chapter 50. I think?
Yeah.
Have you mentioned that they winnow away?
No.
They winnow away.
They winnow away. Well, Feyre winnows them away, and she says it feels like walking through mud because it's so hard with Rhys and all his power and his weight and his massive cock.
Yeah, she can't winnow them to the camp, but they
Yeah.
go to a cave that she has found while trailing for him.
Yeah, that's the end of chapter 49. And now we get to chapter 50.
The next morning, Rysand's wounds still haven't fully healed, and he has now developed a fever. His Victorian boyness
Oh no.
grows stronger
He's so vulnerable.
and so suffering.
Aww.
And they are still way too far away from the camp for Feyre to winnow them there, especially because Feyre has drained her powers the day before while she winnowed, like, on his trail. But Feyre has a different plan to find a remedy for the poison. And so she leaves Rysand cuddled in a lot of blankets and stuff. And Feyre
Cute.
goes on a hunt.
She is very good at staying calm and collected in that moment. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Awesome Feyre still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't reveal what her plan is. She just tells us, she's taking her coat
Yeah.
one coat she doesn't use on Rysand to keep him warm.
Yeah, and it's funny because she mentions that on the ground she sees horrible tracks, but what I was about to hunt would be worse. And no, Feyre, no, it won't be worse. That's
Right.
just wrong.
Yeah.
It was so easy.
Yes. And then to hunt her prey, she places a
sorry, I
fine
just-
cloak.
I read my notes and it says, I don't know why, it says it will be easy peasy booby squeezy.
Well, she places her fine cloak in a snare, and that reveals to us what she is hunting. She is hunting the Suriel.
Yeah. And then the snare says,
No.
no, still not funny. Okay.
I found that was a nice callback.
Yeah, it was.
Nah.
And I think
Yeah.
we have to apologize to you, Lea, because
We're sorry.
we're sorry. I remember a while ago
Sorry.
when Rysand told us he tried to capture the Suriel before. You were like, well, is the Suriel just roaming all the different courts? And we were like, Lea, are you stupid? Do you really think there's just one Suriel? It's like the race. They're just called the Suriel. There are many Suriel. The Suriel. It's plural. It's plural. It's plural. The Suriel. One Suriel, two Suriel. Like sheep. But it appears that she's capturing the same Suriel.
Yeah,
She already
and there's
captured the
one
spring
Suriel.
coat. And I feel like you were right. There really is just one Suriel.
But the Suriel is awesome.
Because it means Matt Smith or Tilda Swinton is coming back to us. Isn't that
Or
awesome?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, sure.
Yeah, that
But
was
the
my
thing
cast.
is, I feel like whenever we encounter the Suriel, it doesn't necessarily reflect that. But whatever we hear about the Suriel fits that vibe of this very powerful, lonesome being that just
Yeah.
roams the lands and knows everything.
Yeah,
and
I
you
guess.
have to capture.
I just think the reason why I feel kind of disappointed by the Suriel is that we always hear, oh, it's so hard to capture. It's so dangerous and stupid to even try. And Rysand tried twice. Rysand, the most powerful High Lord in Prithian history, tried and failed twice
You know,
to capture Matt Smith.
Well,
And Feyre just does it.
I
twice.
think the Suriel wanted to get caught. Maybe
I think so too, but the first time.
I
You know,
think maybe also the first time. Maybe it's a thing of, like, the questions Rysand would ask would be dangerous. The questions Feyre is asking are important. Maybe
Also,
something like that.
I mean, maybe Rysand just doesn't know about the coach trick that Lucia taught her.
He also taught her about the chicken.
True.
yeah.
Maybe
you know,
Rysand should just ask Lucian how
The
to
only thing
capture
that's
Suriel.
a bit silly is, like, I don't fault the Suriel for being here, because if it really wanted to get caught, it makes sense. It's now in Night Court. But for Feyre to be like, well, I could just capture the Suriel.
Yeah, and then
How
it
would
actually
she know
works. Yeah.
the one Suriel is walking around?
Maybe
it's just teleporting. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how
maybe
the Suriel works.
this nice cloak. Maybe the Suriel just knows. Ooh, there's a nice cloak over there. Shronk, 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 shronk. And then it magically appears there.
But for Feyre to like she invests 2 hours in this plan. She waits
lot.
for 2 hours. And I don't know.
But
I think
as a
to me,
huntress, you have to be patient.
yes, but she apparently is pretty sure that this will succeed. Well, I guess to me, the Suriel always feels like a kind of lazy-ish plot device. It's like, oh, the plot needs to continue. Let's make the all-knowing being appear. And then it's just not a big deal.
But I have to say, I kind of like the Suriel.
It's just a funny
Yeah.
creature.
Yeah.
It's like, hello, nice to see you, old friend.
First of all, this time, I found it was quite a detailed description of how the Suriel looks. Tattered robes barely concealing a body made of not skin, but what looked to be solid worn bone. Its lipless mouth held 2 large teeth, and its fingers, long spindly, clicked against each other.
I know it says the teeth are too large. And it sounds like 2 large teeth, like it's SpongeBob.
Yeah, I noticed it while I read it. It's 2 large teeth.
Too large.
Too large.
Yeah, nice. Ominous.
Well, it does spill some information.
Spill some beans.
It spills the information that the cure for the bloodbane, which is the poison, is Feyre's own blood.
I was like, what?
What? Rhys turns
Also
more and
blood.
more into a vampire.
Blood thing, blood theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, very Vampire Diaries of blood being a cure. Just
Oh.
saying.
Well, but we should mention the reason that Feyre's blood has healing powers is because the innate healing powers of the High Lord of, I think, Daycourt
That
are
makes sense.
in her blood. Yeah, that's what the Suriel
So
says.
the High Lord of Daycourt is kind of Jesus. Does Jesus have healing blood? I don't know.
I think he's just a cleric.
Yeah.
He can just heal people.
Could he have tried to like resurrect Feyre without making her Fae
No.
under the
Probably
mountain? Just
not.
saying.
Maybe resurrection is out of the question.
Okay.
For normal magic.
Would have been fun. They all like do their magic giving, and then he's like, "Oh, I could have just fed her some blood."
Does anyone have a diamond?
Well, 300 gold. Well, after that information, Feyre has found what she was looking for. And she is ready to let the Suriel go, but she prepares for a fight because she still doesn't trust the Suriel, just in case. And I wasn't sure why, but maybe as a sign of good faith or simply because the Suriel wants to stir things up.
I think it's that.
The Suriel reveals, if you wish to speed your mate's healing, a pink-flowered weed sprouts by the river.
And Feyre's like, "Excuse me, my what?
My friend?
My mate?
My matey?
You from Australia?
Boy.
I have to say, because
Oi, mate.
mate is this friend thing. Like, when I read it, the first thing, I was just like, yeah, your friend in the cave. Like,
Really?
for a split second. And then I went back and was like, no, I went on and Feyre was like, mate. And I was
Mate?
like, oh, right, not a friend.
Oh my
I
god.
really, like, when we talked about that word, you guys were like, oh, I always think of this Australian thing. I was like, I know it's from there, but no. I was just like, hey, your buddy.
If you want to speed up your buddy's healing.
But, like,
How nice.
the way the Suriel just drops it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Bro.
That's what made me think it wanted to be found and it
Yeah.
really wanted to tell Feyre. Because then it's like, oh, so you didn't know?
Oopsie.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
But obviously, Feyre is incredibly shocked. And also guesses that Rysand already knew. He knew and did not tell her.
Which the Suriel confirms.
Yeah, the story is like, yeah, he knew.
The Suriel really wants to stir some shit up, right?
It's just like, oh man, you guys are so harmonic.
It just evaded Rysand so often. It's like, I just don't like this guy. Sure, he mustn't die, but like, he knew you guys.
Whore. And then Feyre reflects upon, oh no, I'm Rysand's mate and not Tamlin's mate after all. And I want to tell a funny story.
Oh, my notes say, tell the funny story of Lucas.
A funny story, yes.
Okay, who's
I'm
going to
so
tell the funny
excited.
story?
You can tell the funny
Can you-
story.
can't
It's
you
your
tell it
story.
together?
Maybe we can tell it together. Yeah.
It was a couple of days ago.
Yes.
We read these chapters. Well, Meike read these chapters first and gasped and sighed a lot. So I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on? You have such strong reactions. Then I didn't really have time to read the chapters right now because I was doing something else. Then I picked up the book and was like, okay, what's going on? And then I just flipped through the book and I was like, gosh, Meike, I just accidentally read exactly 2 words. 2 words. What the fuck's going on?
And I, like, holding the book in my hand still, I'm like, oh my god, which words did you read? And he goes, the first one is mate. And I was like, oh no, oh shit, this is like a big spoiler. And then he goes, and the second one is Tamlin.
It just said Tamlin's mate? What the fuck?
And he was
What a revelation.
So no. He was looking at me, he's like, no, why does it have to be Tamlin? No, I don't even want to finish this now. Why is it Tamlin?
And
And
then-
I was so hard trying to keep a poker face. And I don't know if I succeeded, but I hope I did.
You did.
And I was like,
okay,
yeah,
what the fuck? And
just
then I read these chapters.
Good chapters, read them.
And there's like literally the whole sentence. Like there's a period after 3 words. And the sentence, the entire sentence is not Tamlin's mate.
You just did not see the knot.
Nice.
And so I was prepared for the topic. That's why I didn't think, oh, a body. But yeah.
And when he read it then, I was kind of like keeping an eye out and like looking at him from time to time. And at some point he like just sighed, looked up and was like, not Tamlin's mate.
What a relief.
Yeah.
It is a funny story.
It is.
Well, with this information, Feyre does collect this pink flower or whatever.
And he doesn't like it.
Yeah, but I felt a bit like, I don't know, chewy lollipop, I guess.
Chewy? You don't chew on a lollipop.
I know, that's why I mean a chewy lollipop.
There is no such thing as a chewy lollipop.
I couldn't think of a thing that it reminded me of, but it reminded me of a very certain picture.
A bubble
I
gum.
don't even know what you mean. Why do you think the flower is like a lollipop?
Because to me it's not a flower, but it's like a carrot or a parsnip, and he's like chewing on it.
Just like a lollipop. Parsnip, lollipop, same thing.
No, chewy. I'm confused myself now.
But I really like this scene overall. I like how angry Feyre is now at him and how she like just storms into this cave and he is awake, finally awake, because he wasn't conscious when she left, and he's like awake and trying to give her like a smile and be reassuring, like, I'm gonna be okay, I'm dying, but I'm gonna be okay. And she's just like, chew on this, and just shoves this plant into his mouth, and he's like, it's very disgusting, but yeah, sure. And then she like cuts her hand open, and is like, no, drink and don't ask any questions. He's just like, what the fuck's happening? But yeah, sure. And then she yanks her hand away, and he's like, no, you're done, and don't ask any questions, I'm asking the questions. And he's like barely alive and just lying on the ground. Just like, oh my fucking god, what's happening? Okay.
What did I do?
I just woke up. Can we like do this at another time?
Is she mad that I flung her away? Yeah.
Sorry for almost dying.
I have to say the way she feeds him her blood. Nice.
You know, my notes say, Lea, how did you feel about that blood moment?
You know, I mean, I probably, you guys know this. I probably already spoke about this on this podcast.
Yes,
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm watching Vampire
common
Diaries
knowledge.
again, and they're always feeding each other their blood, and it's always a very sensual component. It's just amazing. Awesome. I love it.
Okay.
Also, it's just very nifty for Feyre to have like healing blood.
True.
That
Yeah.
just sounds like a very useful thing.
Yeah. Before we continue the podcast, I need to get up and get something.
Blood?
What are you doing? Oh my god. What are you doing?
Oh, the guest crown! The guest crown!
Meike, there you go. I just handed you the guest crown. You look so cute. I have to take a picture and post it on our
very
Instagram at GettingFadePod. Follow. Please welcome a new guest on our podcast.
Hello.
On the pod. What was it? A podcast within a podcast?
What is this podcast? Am I a part of this podcast? Am I just a listener?
You might be. It's like it's related to Conspiracy Corner, but I have to get some more input.
So what is it called? Conspiracy podcast?
Maybe.
Conspiracy.
Oh, Podspiracy. Yeah, that's good.
Nice.
I mean,
And-
I'm just a guest contributing. but-
Yeah. Well, I'm Lukas. I'm the host of Podspiracy, the new podcast. And then this is my guest, Meike. How are you doing, Meike?
Hey, I'm great. I don't know why I'm here, but I'm wearing this chic-ass crown.
We're making this such a big thing. It might not be a big thing.
I'm really scared.
But Meike, am I pronouncing that correctly, Meike?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm currently reading a book. It's called A Court of Mist and Fury.
Uh-huh.
And there's this scene where the protagonist, Feyre, stupid name, I know, feeds her love interest, Rysand, her blood. And he willingly drinks it, and so he can heal. And you are on this podcast because you have read other Sarah J. Maas books. And I remembered that you once told us on the other podcast we have Getting Fae'd.
I'm getting a little confused over here, but sure.
Me too.
Podcastception.
That
No conspiracy.
in some other Sarah J. Maas book that you have read, there's like a thing that's like maybe called Blood Oath or something where I don't remember the specifics. That's why you're here. But where it's like a big deal that someone like willingly drinks the blood of another person and then is like maybe bound to them in some way. And I just wondered, if there's something there that we can make a conspiracy out of.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil you too much since you have not read Cat-Feyre, which is, I think, where the blood oath comes up just like as a mention.
Huh? What was that?
I'm a ghost.
Hello, who are you?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. That's our podcast, Ghost.
But
Potty.
I hope not to spread any false information now, because you don't know me, so I have to tell you that I have like a drain brain, and I can't remember most of the stuff I read. But I think the blood oath is like something queens and kings do. They let like their closest members of the court drink their blood, and they have to like willingly drink it. And then there is like a sort of bond between them that is more than just loyalty, right? It is not like mind control, but if they tell you to do something, you sort of have to obey what they want, and you cannot go against them, not really. And so they say the blood oath is unbreakable. I think the person can break it, like the king or the queen that gave you, or like you took the blood oath, they can break it, but it hurts you. Like if your blood oath got broken, if you were like a bad servant, or if you, I don't know, are not honorable anymore and they take away the blood oath, this is something that really like hurts you. It leaves a stain on your soul, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, maybe there's something there. Maybe Pharaoh accidentally did that with I don't know. Maybe it's just nothing.
But yeah, I don't know. It could be. You guys had the theory of Fae'd becoming a queen at some point.
All right.
So maybe you don't have to use like the blood oath as like a cruel thing. It can just be like a sign of someone's loyalty.
But we also had the theory that Pharaoh might become an evil queen.
Right.
And that would be interesting. Yeah.
Okay, I got a very tight schedule, so I'm gonna leave now.
Thank you, Meike.
It was very nice to be on your podcast.
Guesting.
I wish you good luck
to your other podcast.
Right.
Okay. Now you can take off the guest crown.
Ooh. That was the goodbye from Potty, the podcast ghost.
Let me settle back into myself.
Back, getting Fae'd.
Yes.
Let's go.
Getting Fae'd is back. So, conclusion. Feyre is very mad at Rysand and almost reluctantly heals him. And all the while, she's thinking about the fact that he is her mate. And
he lied.
Yes. And she's thinking about that this is this most important thing in my immortal existence. I don't know.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't really get the mate thing. And I don't think I will ever. And this scene does not help.
You know, even reading Throne of Glass, I feel like I don't really understand the mating thing. And reading her other series, I also don't understand the mating thing.
What I find interesting is that Feyre understands it. Like, I can
but
see...
does not explain it to us.
No, yeah, the thing is, like, she came like as a foreigner into this world. And this was a concept for the Fae, not for humans. And it wasn't really explained to her, like, that much. Now she's like, this mate thing so much. This is the most important thing in my mortal life. It's like, okay.
Maybe if she gets over being so angry, they can have a more civilized talk about it. Maybe he's not dying and she's not so angry.
But I have to say, what I really liked is that she confronts him immediately after this whole medicine part is over. It's not like a civil confrontation, but she does confront him immediately, and she doesn't like carry this inside of her around all day.
Yeah.
And he confesses that he knew that they were mated the moment Amarantha was killing her.
No, he suspected it in that moment.
Yeah. Let's say he was pretty sure when Amarantha was killing her, and when he was shocked on that balcony,
right before he disappeared,
he felt it snap into place. As I said,
this podcast is so knowledgeable and great.
A round of applause. Great prediction.
Yeah. And he says he was waiting for the right moment to tell her, which is always like, excuse, but I see why. I see his argument, because he's like, you were ready to marry Tamlin. What was I supposed to do?
Right,
tell
me
you you're
too.
not meant for each other? And then she was miserable. So what was he supposed to do? Fuck me now? Also reasonable. And then he says, and yesterday you said you only wanted fun. Like, I wanted to tell you, but then you were like, no.
And I think, like, while he kind of broke his promise to not lie to her, he was very considerate not telling her in these moments.
Yeah.
Because I think the worst thing someone can do when you are, like, troubled with something, like, she had just casual heartbreak in the beginning. She was like, oh, Tamlin and I, we're kind of not working anymore. For him to be like, yeah, well, but I'm already your, like, fated mate. You don't have to worry about that. She would have just been like, the fuck?
Also, what are you supposed to do with that information? Like,
Right.
imagine, like, someone goes up to you, you're like, yeah, I guess I hung out with them a couple of times. They're kind of okay. I don't hate them. And then they're like, yeah, you know what? I know magically that you and I, we are destined to be together. We are soulmates. You would be like, please, kindly fuck off. Thank you.
And I like how he acknowledges that Feyre loved Tamlin. Like, I don't like that Feyre loved Tamlin, but I think it's a very mature thing for Rhysand to be like, well, I know you and I are sort of like magically supposed to be together, but you liked someone else, and that's okay. Like, he sucked, and I hope you're over him now, but you liked someone else, and I didn't want to budge into that.
Also, apparently, like, when you're mated with someone, I guess you should feel something snap into place, and she hasn't. Or has she, and she just didn't know what it was. Like, huh?
I think the book attempts explaining that is like she didn't feel the mating bond because she just thought that was the tattoo and bargain bond. I understood it that the bond they had because of the tattoo kind of masked the mating bond, and that's why she didn't find out. And I have to say, guys, I see your points, but even though Feyre reacts kind of harshly in that moment, I think I'm still more on Feyre's side here. Because I recognize that the moment to tell her was not immediately and when she was with Tamlin and when she was down, but I feel like the moment to tell her was way earlier than yesterday when he actually attempted to. I feel like maybe after summer court when she was like, you need to include me in everything, will you do that? And he's like, yes. I think, at least during Starfall when they kind of made up, this is very important information that affects both of them.
Yeah, I agree.
I do see that he didn't want to put it on her, but it doesn't change the fact that that's just how it is. And, him withholding this information, even if it's just a couple of weeks in a reasonable time span to tell her, I think she's pretty justified in her anger.
Yeah, I think she has every right to be mad. But, like, I don't want to be on any side. Like, I see Feyre's anger, but I see why Rhysand did it. I don't think he's an asshole for not telling her, but I also don't think Feyre is an asshole for being so angry.
The thing is, like, when I hear this excuse, I was waiting for the right moment, it always feels a bit cliche. But I feel like, from his point of view, it makes sense, actually. So that's what we were talking about just now. But I also agree with you, Lukas. And the thing is, he did promise her, I will have no more secrets.
Yeah.
Like, there was an explicit promise, and he has broken this promise like 3 times now. He knows this is like really a vulnerable and important part for her, and with this he really took away her decisions and freedom to cope with this.
That's what he does. Yeah.
And with that he took away her autonomy, which is what broke her from Tamlin,
Yeah.
But also, when he's like, yeah, and then yesterday you said you wanted something casual, he also adds, and not someone like me, a mess. And like, how teenage emo angst do you want to be? Yes.
He can just join Asriel's emo band.
Bro, that was like, okay.
All right.
And this chapter ends with Feyre demanding that he brings them back to camp now. And as she does, she notices the hole that had healed in her chest is now ripped open again.
Aww.
And that is very tragic.
Yes.
And not a promising time.
And the Suriel is just like, I love drama, I love soaps.
Good show. The Suriel is like Aphrodite. Ooh, nice love story.
Yeah.
Well, chapter 51. They arrive at camp and Cassian and Morrigan were having breakfast together. And they see them
by the
arrive.
way, I think Rhysand clarifies that Amryn and Morrigan already know this mate thing. And Asriel and Cassian just suspect, but don't know. He's
But
telling
kinda.
the girl gang.
Right. He's having like love chats with them. He's like, oh guys, I like Feyre so much and now I know she's my mate, but she doesn't seem to like me that much. And I just wanted to know, but I can't tell her.
But I think it tracks that he doesn't tell his bros this kind of
broskies.
stuff. Yeah, they just fight and
Sweat.
and sweat, and when they hug, they slap their backs pretty harshly.
That probably sounds very weird.
Yeah.
And Feyre immediately goes up to Morrigan and just asks her to take her away. And I really like how it's described how Morrigan can see in her face not exactly what has happened, but what has been broken between them.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny again how she like drops a half-dead Reese just off on the doorstep. It's like, he'll be fine. Take me away.
Yeah, it's kind of like he's too weak to stand, and then he just drops to his knees and she just lets him fall and runs up to Morrigan, and Cassian is like running towards them and just looks at Feyre, sees she's okay, and then goes to Rysand and is like, what's happened?
But for Morrigan, that means, well, he's looked after now, so she can look after Feyre.
No.
She needs help.
Yeah.
And Morrigan and Feyre, they immediately winnow away to a cabin in the snowy mountains.
I was surprised what good of a call Feyre made here. To be like, I just can't talk to him right now. Because that is a good thing. I sometimes do that. It's like one of the good things about me, I think, that there are some situations when I'm fighting where I'm like, I can't talk to you right now. And then I need to go away and take a breather before I do or say any stupid stuff. And then I like collect myself, think through some shit, and then I go back out and I'm like, okay, let's work this out.
Very
and that
healthy.
works.
We can work it out.
You could put that into a recommendation corner. Maybe we can learn something from that.
Yeah, I was proud of Feyre because it feels shitty to like just shut off and be like no, but I think it's the right call to be like no, there's nothing gonna come out of this now.
Yeah, and she has to process this information.
Right.
And I think it's gonna be very interesting to have alone Feyre for like the very first time ever. It's awesome. I hope it'll be awesome. We'll see.
We'll see.
And it's just like the best cabin ever.
Yeah.
There's like unlimited food, and you can put on a fire and it keeps warm, and it just automatically turns off if you leave.
Yeah, you don't need any
cozy.
servants.
Yeah.
You can just like wish or speak for things and they appear. Best cabin ever.
Yeah.
I'm so suspicious of this cabin. I don't know why. I'm just a very suspicious person. Maybe it's also because I feel like leaving Feyre alone just calls for
Something
stuff to happen.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it would also be nice for her to just be like, okay, I'm sorting through some things. But, you know, I think Lukas said a few episodes ago, he assumed that Feyre and Rysand would get separated until the book concluded, or like not even see each other again in this book. So this would be another chance for that to happen, maybe.
And it was also a fight when you called that, right?
Yeah. I think now it would also make sense. And there's only 18 chapters left in the book. So we're nearing the end. And I think if we learned one thing from book one is that like the last chunk of the book is pretty intense, and a lot of things might change, a lot of things might happen. And there's also an indication, because I not only think that this house might have something going for it, but I think it might be misty. It might
Why
be
then?
misty, because chapter 51 is the end of part 2 of the book, which was The House of Wind. And we already saw the title of the next part, presumably the last part, part 3. The House of Mist. I don't know. She's in a new house right now. That
Probably
might
the
be
House of Mist.
That house, I don't know.
What do you think the mist means? Because I kind of feel like, in retrospective, the House of Beasts, which was the first part, is sort of like the beasts that broke her. Like
Also-
the trauma inside of her and Tamlin's behavior and no one reacting around her.
Also Tamlin's magic.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the House of Wind, which is sort of like a free thing, like a wild thing, sort of healed and freed and empowered her. And now we have the House of Mist. What could mist mean?
Very
Other
obscuring.
than the German word for dung or crap. Which I always have to kind of smile when stuff is called mist, because that's what you say, like when you stub your toe and you go like, ah, crap. In German, you'd be like, mist.
To me, mist is always connected to Feyre's powers. Because I feel like a lot of times her powers are being described as misty.
Also, mist is like hovering like in the same place, but also is spread out. It's obscuring your vision, but it's also pretty beautiful.
It's also very transitional. You know, going from night to day, especially when it's very cold and then getting very warm.
Maybe
there's mist.
in the end they're going to day court or something from night to day, and this is the transition period.
We don't know.
Also, like, her powers combined, sort of like the hotness of flames, and then you put water in there, and the water, like, becomes mist.
Nice.
It's a very promising title.
Yeah. And that concludes part 2 of the book.
Let's maybe end with Feyre's words that conclude this part. Please, because I think they are very... I don't know what they are.
Cool.
But they are... Let's call them promising.
Okay.
She thinks, alone, no one around for miles. I stood in the silent cabin and stared at nothing. Promising but sad.
Yeah.
Scary, yeah.
Promising. And I
Nice.
think while Feyre is so alone up there in the cozy house, she might be longing for some recommendations of what she could do there. Don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Maybe we could have a segment of this podcast.
What a great idea.
This brings us into our still kind of new segment, Recommendation Corner.
Really?
Yes. Where we bring some random stuff that we found inspiring or that made us giggle, made us happy, and we bring it to you, our listeners. And maybe you go, huh, that sounds interesting. Does any one of you have such a recommendation?
Of course.
Yeah, sure.
Meike.
My recommendation is another podcast or like something I heard in a
Podspiracy.
podcast. So I feel like if I talk about it, I'm also recommending the podcast. But the podcast is Life Academy, which I think we mentioned once, but I'm not sure if we did.
Yeah.
It's actually a podcast started by 2 people from Dance Academy, the Australian show Lukas and I have been obsessed with. And they, like, surprisingly, they don't talk about Dance Academy that much in that podcast. It's not like one of those, oh, we need money, so we start a podcast rewatching our episodes. Like, they have some bonus episodes where they talk about the show. But since they're called Life Academy, they kind of just want to talk about their struggles in life. They talk a lot about, like, mental health and body issues and just them growing up as women. And I think in one of the newer episodes, one of them, her name is Dina Kaplan, she talked about something she calls Fae'd FM, which I think is just a very cool name for, like, stupid and annoying thoughts in your head. And she says calling it Fae'd FM helps to, like, understand your thoughts better, to be like, well, you know, thoughts about talking bad about your body, being like, oh no, I look so shit today. She's like, well, that's Fae'd FM. We're gonna switch to something nicer. And I just like that. So I thought today would be I started listening to them a while ago, but I thought, you know, Fae'd FM, that was a thing I really liked and I think about a lot. So this is the time to recommend them.
Cool.
They have very honest discussions, very authentic and honest discussions, I think.
Nice.
Discussions.
That's cool.
Shout out.
Shout out.
I also brought a recommendation.
No way.
And it was maybe a few weeks ago, I'm not sure. And it was after a long, hard day of work. I was driving home with the train, and then I still had to walk home from the train station.
Oh boy.
Oh,
And
no.
I feel like probably a lot of people can relate to that when you're on your way home after work and you're like, it's just, I don't want to do anything anymore. I just want to be home. And then it snowed. And that was so nice. And I was like, I just need to enjoy this now. And my recommendation is to enjoy the little things in your everyday life. Like, sure, I could just recommend you go have a little walk in the snow, but that's like a bit hard to do, for example, in summer or places where it doesn't snow. But I feel like that's just an example of like the little things that can happen to you in your everyday life. And I think it's important to be open to them and let them in and let this little enjoyment in to just have very many little tiny joys in your everyday life to have joy. Yay!
Nice.
Nice. So after this concept of the setting of mind, maybe nice FM,
Yeah.
Nice.
I want to recommend something more grounded in reality. That's the real. I did not want to diminish your recommendation. It was a great recommendation. I just want to recommend something that I did today that we all collectively enjoyed. And I want to recommend that you search for a nice recipe and make your own naan.
Nice.
Naan bread.
Very good.
Because it's just nice. Because I have become quite proficient of making my own naan. I make a great dough.
Yeah.
And then I fry it in the pan and it's nice. And probably if I would show my recipe to like an Indian person, they would be like, what the fuck, that's maybe tasty, but that's not naan. That's just like my umbrella term for pan bread.
Yeah.
You don't always have to buy bread.
It's very good with like curries or soup
Yeah, I believe in you.
or filled with feta. Perfect.
Yeah, go ahead.
Also, bread. Just bread. Real bread.
Real bread.
Not toast.
Also, German bread is not bread.
Yeah.
If you're American and you buy German bread, it's not German bread. It's just white bread that pretends to not be white bread.
Well, yeah, that's my recommendation. Fry your own bread in a pan and cook it. Yeah, naan.
Then
Naan.
have a walk outside, maybe in the snow, and drone out Fucked FM.
Yeah, and listen to Life Academy.
Organic Fae'd.
Yes.
I think we both upload on Tuesdays. Life
That's
Academy
so
and
cute.
us. Yeah.
Nice.
And if you don't have walk or listen to any podcast, you can go on our socials.
So, Jules.
Where you can see,
Socials. On our socials.
where you can see some highlights or memes or outtakes from our podcast.
You can
Yeah.
look at a photo of our guest, today's guest, and her guest crown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, there you will get all the announcement posts for new episodes being online, so you will never miss any episode ever. Ever. And you can also use these posts to send them to your friends, so you can be like, hey, look at this funny little snippet. You can have more with the podcast. You better follow them. Because word of mouth recommendations really help. So recommendations are a good thing. We
Yep.
already agreed upon that.
Yep. Also, leave a rating and review. Thank you.
And we'll see you next time when we're
Getting Fae'd.